Good morning. It is Friday on Let It Be Known. Welcome to another edition. I'm your host, Stacy Brown.
Peace and love, everybody, and happy GOTV. Yes, today starts Get Out the Vote for elections. That's happening on Tuesday. We have more than 39 states having elections, with over 53,000 minor elections happening all across the country. So let's get out the vote. We have lots of headlines for you, and I'm so glad to see Expat and Orange G back in the chat. And we're going to have take two with a better outlook on our conversation.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. RG says happy SWAC hoodie day. Shout out to Texas State and Hampton. They ran off Blexit from their campuses. He is. He's rocking Bethune-Cookman today. And David Youngblood is rocking Texas Southern University. So there you go, guys. Niele is not rocking Grambling as usual, but we'll give her a pass. She knew it was Friday. Lots going on this Friday, and we begin with the Department of Justice announcing an investigation into Black Lives Matter. The Justice Department is investigating whether the leaders in the BLM movement defrauded donors who contributed tens of millions of dollars during racial justice protests in 2020. In recent weeks, federal law enforcement officials have issued subpoenas and served at least one search warrant as part of an investigation into the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation, Inc., and other Black-led organizations that help spark a national reckoning, really a global reckoning on systemic racism. Of course, that proved to be a moment and not a movement.
Yeah, they're going after all Black-led ran organizations. And so, I mean, everybody should be paying attention to what's happening right now because Donald Trump also went after the filibuster this morning, and so, he's just attacking anything that is contrary to racism, to Ku Klux Klan ideology. So he's attacking everybody.
Yeah, he most certainly is attacking everybody, and also he's attacking anything that has to do with color, because he says now that he announced yesterday too, Niele, that his administration will set the lowest refugee admissions cap in U.S. history. They will allocate just 7,500 spots for this year, and they will be mostly Afrikaners, however you want to say it. You know who I'm talking about, those white South Africans who he says have been discriminated against in South Africa simply for being white. Woo! What? This guy, let me tell you something. This is the height of racism. This is what we are seeing. I'm sure the Jim Crow folks who lived in Jim Crow, they saw this. We are seeing all of that again, and we're seeing it from the very top. And it's no longer dog whistles. It's no longer, saying, make sure that we don't get the quiet part out loud. And they are just in your face with it now. And I'm talking about from the top.
Oh, 100%. Stacy, it's Friday.
It's frustrating.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating Friday. It's frustrating Friday. That's what it is. It's frustrating Friday. Yeah.
It is, and that's why there's other nonsense we see from some ignorant folks. I saw a guy on an interview, a black guy, get shut down, as he should have, for talking about how he's referring to July as White History Month, and White history should be observed, and things like Juneteenth is ridiculous. And George Floyd, he went in on George Floyd, and I saw the interview and said, you know what, get rid of this guy. He's an imbecile. He's an imbecile, and it's no time for stuff like that. Is what I'm saying. It's just too ridiculous to even entertain.
Yeah, it's a lot going on in the world. And like I said, there's lots of elections that are happening. This is get out the vote. And, put all the noise to the side. We have elections coming up on Tuesday. Early bird voting has started across the country. So, what is your voter plan? How are you going to get to the ballot? Because all the things that we're talking about, they don't just impact us on a federal level, they impact us on a state and local level. And so, if you walk away with anything today, know that there are 39 states that are voting this Tuesday. And so you have a loved one in one of those states. Let's make sure we get out the vote and change this trajectory that we're headed on right now.
Mike V is asking whether or not you have spoken with Dr. Abdullah about this investigation.
Yeah, I'll be with her today. But Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation is not Black Lives Matter Grassroots. Are we concerned? Of course. Did we know it was coming at? We've been talking about it. Yeah. And so the work continues. It's like, did Harriet Tubman stop the railroad because it got tight? Nope. She kept going and getting them and taking the passage. And, I'm sure Dr. Abdullah feels the same way. Is it stressful? Yeah. So we should be concerned. But if we care, support Black Lives Matter Grassroots, donate so that the work continues.
Yeah, and another news from the I don't even want to call it the White House. Give me another word for it. But I'll figure out another phrase as she comes up with Trump Clan. I'll come up with something else for the White House. But the president has decided, leaked documents show that he plans to use the military against U.S. citizens in 2026. Pentagon papers show that he has ordered more and more National Guard personnel to complete civil unrest training for quick reaction forces. There's 23,500 troops more that he is looking for. And there's a coalition called Not Above the Law, which is condemning the plan, warning that it perverts the military's constitutional mission by weaponizing service members against the Americans that they are sworn to protect. And so he is looking, Niele, he's planning to use the U.S. military against U.S. citizens.
Yeah, we knew this was coming too. We saw it happen when it started in LA with the National Guard. So we can't be surprised by what he's doing. That should have been ring the alarm. What happened when it started in LA. And we see how Trump is moving. We see how he's moving. And so we know these things. And so once again, it goes back to, are we going to continue to elect people? Are we going to continue to accept policies that support this type of behavior? Or are we going to start changing the trajectory on Tuesday? Today, it's get out the vote. Let's do it. Let's continue to move forward as they continue to try to move backwards.
Yeah. I'm going to address this. I have made it a point not to address the idiocy of folks saying stupid stuff like what one of our persons in the chat is saying. He's saying, please, Black Lives Matter is ran by LGBTQ members or whatever. Does that matter what their sexual orientation or their beliefs are? Does that make them okay to discriminate, to kill, to attack? Does that make that okay? Because if that's how you think, then I'm pretty sure you're in the minority and you probably should be on a boat somewhere, way out somewhere. It's just ridiculous. You guys are free to say whatever you want, like we say what we want, but you want to say that this stuff is okay. Just like the immigrants Most of them have proven to be, even according to the administration itself, legal. But you want to call them, so you say illegals, even if they are legal, do they deserve this stuff? I mean, give me a break. And no, it's not a foundational black person who believes that uh, their lives don't matter, that LGBTQs or brown people's lives are expendable. No, you are fraud. You are a complete fraud to claim that you are a foundation, because black people in general are the most compassionate people ever put on this earth. Black people in general are the most forgiving people ever put on this earth. So go away with that nonsense. America is losing faith in both its major political parties. A new Pew Research Center survey shows that most Americans think the Republicans and Democrats are too extreme, dishonest, and out of touch. Fewer than half say either party governs ethically. Nearly 7 in 10 Democrats are frustrated with their own party, many because they believe it hasn't pushed back hard against the Trump clan. And while Republicans show a little more optimism, almost half say their party makes them angry or frustrated too. And with the government shutdown dragging on and faith and leadership collapsing, the question isn't just which party will win in 2026, it's whether either one still deserves the public trust.
Well, at this point, there's only two sides, so pick one. And I mean that's what we're down to. I wish there was like a third party on the rise to where there was more options. I mean, of course, we have the Independent Party, we have the Green Party. I wish there was, but there's only two parties right now. And so we have to make a decision. I mean, and it's fun to sit up here and talk about it and this and that, but we have some real tangible results that we could receive on Tuesday. And so my sticking talking point is to head to the polls. Today starts GOTV. It's Halloween and it's GOTV kickoff. So let's do what we need to do to change the trajectory from a local and state level, because as I always say, that's where the power is right now. It's not at the federal government.
But you keep saying your talking point, Neil. What this poll is showing is that people are just disenchanted both sides. What do you say to them is what I'm saying. I'm
I
not
mean,
I'm not I'm not
how
going
many
against you. I'm
people,
just saying.
how many Black people were a part of that poll? I mean, and sometimes, when you look at the polls, when you look at systemic racism, when you look at all of it, it's like, who was this poll by? Was it conducted by Black people? Black people are one of the strongest voting
So
demos in this country. And so, yeah, I see the poll. I see, but who
mhm.
did they, and who's in charge of the poll?
So gosh, I can't, homegirl's name. She is not a an African American. She's a black woman, but she's not an African American. What is her name? Folks, help me out with the leader there at the Pew Center. But nonetheless, I will say this about the Pew Research Center. It's one of the few uh, organizations I trust when it comes to polling,
Mhm,
and they are very nonpartisan.
mhm.
But I mean, I get your point for sure. I'm just, there are people who are so disenchanted, and
Right.
when you say just get out the vote, people are saying we've heard that song before, and they've been disappointed time and again by both, and this poll is showing by both parties. It's not singling out one party, it's saying both. And we can all understand, I think we can all understand why people are becoming more and more disenchanted with both parties.
I mean, we could talk about it, but at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, I talk about the Democratic Party all the time. I have huge issues with the
Hmm.
Democratic Party, but you can only pick one right now. You can only
Hmm.
pick one. And so that's why local organizations are critical, because you have to find something that resonates with those disenchanted people. There's something, whether it's food stamps, whether it's health care, whether it's Medicaid or Medicare, whether it's education, whether it's student loans, whether it's a possible draft, whatever it is, you find those issues within your community and you find those people and you find the things that they care about and you push for that.
So Nancy Wall, and I think perhaps this is what you're saying. She says pick on policy because that's what really should matter.
Yeah.
She says our democracy is what the purpose is, or authoritarian.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's so a lot of these times, like right now, like you have a lot of news shows that are talking about issues, right? But there are also news shows and the black press in particular, right? The black press doesn't report the news, but there is a sense of advocacy to it. So when you go into these markets that I'm talking about on a state and federal level, that black newspaper is probably not just talking about it, but they're also advocating for it. They're probably working with the local organization to maybe souls to the polls. They might even be a voting place. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, we could talk about it, we could have these conversations, but there's also an advocacy piece that we can, as a space, and living up to the legacy of the Black press, to not only report the news, but to be advocates about it and to show people how things connect to them and why they matter and why their vote matters.
Hey, so that is I guess that answers the question. I'm just saying, we know, regardless of what the Pew Research poll and whether we want to go along with it, there's a lot of evidence to show or to suggest that people are like, you know what, and I mean we see it in the chat. It's like they don't, no, neither side is helping us, and now, like you mentioned earlier, um, the whole filibuster thing when Democrats were in power and that came up, it they clutched their pearls. Oh, it's tradition and this and that, and
Mhm.
now you got this guy saying abolish it, and there's probably a good chance that they will abolish it. And then I'm also seeing this, Niele, that makes it even more dire now. I just saw a report just this morning, and I think the New
Mhm.
York Times is doing the article. The three liberal justices on the Supreme Court are now split, and there
Mhm.
is a lot is infighting there with the three liberals. You know how devastating that is to hear for people who are looking at this whole situation and understanding that the Supreme Court is like the last stop of this whole thing. This is the last piece that keeps together any sort of a democracy.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, we're talking about they're not the majority. The issue is not the three that are infighting. The issue is the majority that, in your words, capitulate to Donald Trump. So, I mean, yeah, I mean that's a headline, but is that the real issue? The real issue is the majority that are capitulating with Donald Trump, and so there's a bigger problem than just three people arguing because they have no power. I mean, their opinions matter when it comes down to documentation, and you go back and you read, their opinions matter. But at the same time, the power is not with them. We should be more focused on the ones that are doing the bidding of Donald Trump.
But I absolutely agree. But I wouldn't just dismiss those three. Like if there's some issues there, they need to be corrected. Is what I'm saying. They should handle that because you have to have a Ketanji Brown Jackson and the arguments that she has made. There's been no. I defy anyone to show me better arguments better arguments than the ones she's made since she's been there. You got to go back to Thurgood Marshall to get
Mhm.
better opinions, better written opinions, and better, just simply better arguments. This woman, I don't know that Joe Biden knew just how good she was. I just think he wanted to put a black woman in there, but
Mhm.
but this woman is amazing, Niele.
Yeah, I mean, that's why he chose her because she was amazing. I don't want to, like she was definitely qualified.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Mitch McConnell is responsible for, as G says, this 1850 U.S. Supreme Court in 2025. Absolutely. Folks, we got some sports news. Serena Williams says her opponent accused her of using witchcraft. We got a clip.
The craziest thing I ever heard about me was that I did witchcraft. because black magic because I was beating some girl a lot.
Oh,
And so
Lord.
she claimed that we did black magic to beat her. From what I
That's
understand,
crazy.
someone in her team consulted a black magician to beat
Oh.
you.
Well, how about that?
Story was twisted.
Yeah, they was putting their energy on you.
Yes. Oh, the craziest thing I
You know, people will go to the greatest of lengths to take away the credit from the black woman.
No,
I
that
mean,
is the truth.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This is one of, if not probably the greatest tennis player there was, Serena, right?
Mhm.
And they didn't say who this opponent was, and because my head started running, I mean, who could it be? but I keep coming up with like 10 of them. So, but to say that she did, and then Venus drops the bombshell that no, in fact, it was so bad that that opponent went to a black magician to try and figure out how to beat Serena Williams. It's crazy. Come
Right, right.
on.
I get it. She does seem like she has a superpower the way she hits that ball. I get you trying to figure out, but in our circles, we just call it black girl magic. You know, it's just called black
Yeah,
girl magic.
yeah.
Um,
I'm wondering. I'm sorry. The first person, to be honest, that came to mind was Maria Sharapova, because I know she had a hard time accepting all those beatings Serena gave her.
Right, right. I know Expat says here in the Philippines, if you are successful, others will say you consort with black magic. So I mean, see different cultures, different understandings. And I guess over there in the Philippines, if we said we had black girl magic, they would think we were really talking about magic. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh gosh. Give me a break with this. She did. Dr. Marilyn said she did put that black girl magic on her.
hmm And it's just the stuff that we're made of. You know what I'm saying? People might have said that Harriet Tubman had magic the way she could go back and forth and bring so many escapees with her. You know what I'm saying? So I
Back
mean,
and forth is right. Yep.
back and forth, back and forth. And then they said that she would black out sometime. You know what I'm saying? So they thought that she had a sense of voodoo, but it's just, what
What?
we're made of.
RNG says, speaking of sports, he will be live tonight at 7 p.m. Central Time, and tomorrow he has a watch party for the JSU FAMU game. He says the grill gets hot at noon, so check him out on the RNG Swag Sports for more sports, for football to be specific.
Yeah, it's still homecoming season. Well, homecoming season is wrapping up. So we probably only
Okay.
have like 2 more weekends left for HBCUs to get it in and to have fun. It's so funny. Last night on the Shade Room, we had a conversation since we're talking about HBCUs. Ari Fletcher out of Chicago made the comment about homecoming, and she says, "Is it just me, or is it weird that these adults are going to homecoming?" And it's like, young lady, homecoming is for the alumni, thus homecoming. But so that was a teachable moment, but the people dragged her. Like, girl, Google. She said,
Oh
why are
my
old people
gosh.
going to homecoming? That was her thing. Why are
Wow.
old people going to homecoming?
She said, look, Patricia Jackson says, oh, good grief.
Right. It's like, girl. But I think it was great because it was a teachable moment. It
Right,
was,
right.
and when you read the comments, they were like, "My 70-year-old mama still goes to homecoming," and then other people were like, "It's a fundraiser. It's the time where the alumni come back. It's the one time where
Right.
it's the intergenerational experience. That's what homecoming is. So anybody out there, yes." Homecoming is for the alumni. So you might have a few 100-year-olds saying, "Where them fans at?" In the middle of the dance floor. Okay.
Oh gosh. He says, Orange, he says, Fletcher must have gone to a PWI. And David Embler
No,
says, she
she didn't
doesn't
go
know
to
any
any
better.
college. They
Oh,
dragged her.
she,
That was like, see, that's what happens when you have no education. I mean, they dragged the poor girl so bad she came back on live, attacked the people that was talking about her, which made them really drill down on her. It was a hot mess. Bless her heart. Bless her heart. But I hope she understands now that homecoming is for the alumni. It's not really for the students at that
yeah.
time. That one game.
David says it's about the bond created over generations.
Right. Even high school homecomings. That's homecoming. Homecoming at high school means all the alumni, the people who graduated from the school, even if it's 1922, they come home and have a good time. Wear their school colors, shake the pom-poms, go to the parties, and celebrate how far they've come. That's homecoming.
Well, and your buddy Expat says that homecoming, he says OG comes to give wisdom and also check the looks. I know that's part of it.
And then Orange says, I don't miss homecoming. I still get out there and stroll with my fraternity brothers. Yes.
But seriously, that Expat is not wrong on the check the looks. I've had gone a couple of Howard homecomings, and the women, the men, listen, Black excellence par. I mean, they look good. They look good. They do.
So happy homecoming. It's for everybody. Okay.
Yep. And RG says, I don't miss homecoming. He says he doesn't miss it at all. He still gets out there and strolls with his fraternity brothers.
Yeah, he does. All right. Speaking of, well, not related to it anyway, let's jump into some more headlines. The chairperson of the Hart Republican Party in Kentucky, her name is Bobby Coleman. Well, she's apologizing, folks, for an AI video depicting the Obamas as apes. Now, she wrote, I'm not a racist of any suggestion. To the contrary, does not reflect my values or character. Now, the AI generated video posted in late October showed the Obamas as apes while portraying other prominent Democrats as different animals. Now, the post was later deleted, but
when you say I am not a racist, that is telltale that you are a racist, number one. When you have to say that. But number two, it does not reflect what she say. Reflect what? Her values or character. That is your character. That is 100% your character. Give me a break.
Right.
You know, I remove her.
Right. I mean, and it's testing the waters too, because they're seeing how far they're able to go.
Oh yeah.
So why not push the envelope? And the reality is, she might get in trouble, but 3 other people probably have done it, and nothing has happened to them. And in their little group chats, we see how the group chats can go. Oh, can you imagine what's in her phone?
Yeah, I could only imagine.
Well,
oh my God.
Well, it's October 31st. It is the eve of a lot of impact that can happen to at least 40 million America across the country. And the Trump administration is moving forward and has deleted information on SNAP benefits from its government website. So it's just gone now. And it should be noted that Trump could fund SNAP even during the shutdown. There is a reserve with more than $5 billion to keep SNAP. And instead of him doing that, he tweets, "Go nuclear," and filibuster.
Of course. This is the ultimate of cruelty, and I've been saying it, and others have been saying it. Cruelty is the point of this administration. There is no low. There's no floor in how low they can go, and they want to get there. They want to find out how low they can go. So I don't expect this to end. I don't expect this shutdown to end at all. And I also think that if by chance it ends, it's not going to end in a deal that gives these people their SNAP benefits back, the ones that they missed, and the 42 million people on SNAP. I fully expect that if it comes back, it'll be at least half of those people that they will make eligible for SNAP. It would be they'll cut at least half of them off, is what I'm saying, if not more.
And if you read between the lines, if he's saying the filibuster, it's because word has gotten back to him that Democrats aren't bending. Right. Sometimes you have to read between the lines. The Democrats aren't bending, and Mike Johnson has told him they're not budging, they're not changing, they're not. And you better do something before Republicans start flipping, because see, they have to go back to their districts. This is why I go back to saying politics are local and statewide right now, because those members of Congress have to go back to their districts. And come tomorrow, if they thought they caught heat at those town halls, they are really going to catch it the month of November. It's going to get really tough on them. And so, yeah, he wants to get rid of this before it becomes a huge problem in November. And so he's going to tell them now, we need to focus on filibustering. Get rid of this problem quick, because it's not going to work in our favor if we don't.
Yeah, a couple of quick things on that too. Mike V says the attorney generals, as we've reported on blue states, are suing over SNAP not being funded. So the blue states are standing up still, even not just the Democrats on the Hill, but in the states, as you mentioned. But Nancy Wall says this is the closest to ending the ACA, and they are standing on it. People have to call it legislators. Folks, you remember going back when Trump was running for president the first time back in 2015, his whole goal, and it continues to be, anti-Obama. And because the ACA is known as Obamacare, that has been in his bullseye forever. This shutdown is enabling him to do what his Republican friends haven't been able to do, and that is get rid of or destroy Obamacare or the ACA. And this is a huge, huge thing. And so that's another reason why we are not going to see and have not seen any deals. This diabolical creature wants healthcare stripped away from all Americans, affordable healthcare stripped away from all Americans, simply. One reason is simply because of his hate for Barack Obama.
Yeah, and then another reason is because he doesn't want the Epstein files to be released. There's always multiple reasons for Donald Trump. We were talking about the multiple reasons yesterday. Like, yeah, it's Russell Bolt, but it's also his greed for money for his family. It's also the racism of Stephen Miller. And this is the same situation. The government shutdown isn't just about SNAP. It isn't just about healthcare, but it is about it. But it's also about those Epstein files.
Yeah.
And if Mike Johnson brings the session back, he's going to have to swear in that Congress member, which is going to tip the vote for them to release the files. So he has multiple reasons why he does everything.
Yeah, I think the Epstein files fall very low on the totem pole, only because I say.
You think so?
Because we will never, as long as this guy is in power, we will never get the facts. And if anything is ever released, once they do swear in this member, they will, by now, do you believe that they have not redacted and shredded? I mean, Richard Nixon had a chance to shred some things that he didn't shred. Don't you know that Donald Trump has had stuff shredded already?
But here's the thing. He is so interwoven in those files, he can't redact everything.
I believe they can. And I believe that's what they've been doing.
He is so hand in hand, lock and key with those Epstein files that they can redact everything, I believe, and you still would know it was Donald Trump.
Okay. Well, they've kept the victims pretty quiet too.
And so Nancy Wall said they stripped Andrew of all his duties. So there is something there. There is something there.
Oh, we all know.
There, yeah.
Right.
And that's part of the reason why we have this shutdown. Because why is it that this is the longest person in congressional history that has had to wait to be sworn in? So to say that it's low on the totem pole, I don't think so.
That's what I believe, only because I know that this
Well, then
man
swear her in.
has.
Swear in. What's the problem? Why you don't want to swear her in?
Well, part of that, again, I'm not saying that that's not a reason why she's not being sworn. That's a reason why she's not being sworn in for sure. But the shutdown to me, has everything to do with the cruelty of this man and his hatred for this Obamacare. This is a moment where he finally figured out how he can do a lot of things at once, including
That's what I'm saying.
totally decimate the Affordable Care Act.
I mean, I think you just said it. He's doing a lot of things at once.
Mhm.
And the
Yeah.
shutdown allows him to do it all, including bury the Epstein files for as long as he can.
All right.
And speaking of his cruelty and his ally, CBS says there have been no discussions with Gail. So yesterday, let me put it in context first. So yesterday, news broke out all across social media and the news that Gail King had been fired. And so CBS, Variety magazine had posted that they had several sources, but CBS says there has been no discussion with Gail King about her contract. Amid reports, she is expected to exit the morning show. Now, this is according to Deadline. And like I said, Variety had made similar reports, but her contract doesn't end until next year. So it seems like they're going to let her finish out her contract and offer her some production deals, kind of like similar to what happened with Barbara Walters when she resigned. But another big cut, which is not being talked about, that should be noted, is the CBS Saturday morning show with co-host Michelle Miller, who is the wife of Urban League president Mike Morial. So she's been cut. Her and her co-partner Dana Jacobson, they're among the nearly 100 news division employees cut as part of a massive round of layoffs at parent company Paramount. And we know this is owned by one of Trump's biggest funders and friends, Larry Ellison. And we also know that there have been a lot of Black producers that have been cut from CBS. One in particular, I actually posted on my page, but he was talking about how CBS let go a ton of Black producers, but kept a lot of white ones. And so, you know, this is where people are getting fired. But when Black people get fired, they are discriminated against to get fired. And so when we conversations, it's like, yeah, people are getting fired, but Black people are being discriminated against and then get, fired. It's a big difference.
Yeah, I the one thing I'll say this about Gayle King, she hasn't made a lot of fans in the Black community, and
depends on who you ask.
Yeah, I guess so. It just appears, from what I've seen, it appears that. But you're right, it depends on who you ask. But Lauren Burke sent this message. Obama used to be confident America would survive Trump. He's not so sure anymore. It's a quote from Eric Holder, who says the harm is so profound that this calls for both a different approach generally and a different involvement specifically by President Obama. So Obama is expressing some serious concerns now that we are in this crisis with.
And I'm sure I'm sure we'll hear about them from him tomorrow. He's expected at the New Jersey rally. I think she's running for governor. But he's going to be at a rally in New Jersey tomorrow, and he will be speaking, and I'm sure it will be about that. And as we remember, when Obama left office, him and Eric Holder started the National Redistricting Committee because they knew in advance that this was coming. All this redistricting and stuff, they had started a nonprofit way before, to kind of preserve and protect democracy through redistricting. And so they see what's going on, and they should be scared.
Lauren is writing in now. She says that Gayle King has aired more negative pieces on Black men than any other Black journalist, and she says that is a fact.
Well, it depends on who you ask. You got a lot of Oprah fans out there and Gayle fans out there. I'm indifferent about it. I just love to see Black women succeeding to that level. But I think
what about Candace Owens?
I think Gayle King sometimes even a Black person becomes out of touch. And I think
Mhm.
Gayle King has, in a sense, become out of touch just because of her money bracket, if nothing
Mhm.
else.
Yeah, and Lauren pointed out there's a couple of things, the Kobe situation, and of course, we know that there's been the Snoop Dogg attack, the whole the funky dog head, whatever.
Oh, I think she was like, she clutched her pearls on that one. Like, oh my.
that dude Snoop he just came off the top with that one from the top rope too, boy. It was like, wait a what are you saying?
I mean, but my question is, what did you guys think about the R. Kelly interview? Was she on point? Did she get a pass for that one, or was that attacking
Oh,
a Black man?
which one you said?
The R. Kelly interview, was she attacking a Black man?
My life is on the
Or
line here, Gail.
was she doing her
I'm
journalistic
fighting for my life. Oh my gosh. Lauren says Oprah and Gayle King are anti-Black and their work against Black men is clear. They love to
Ooh.
air the most negative and stereotypical pieces on Black men. I am not disagreeing with Lauren on that. I find both of those women, I hate to talk anything negative about Black women, but I find both of them to be very, very repulsive.
Mm. Well, I don't find them repulsive. I just think that they're out of touch. There's just, and it's because of the financial bracket they live in. They're just out of touch. They don't know how to read the room. It would be nice if they had some good, solid people around them. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, anyway.
Okay.
We gotta agree to disagree on Gayle King.
Because of Gayle. Yeah. Okay. So in more layoff news, and so as we look at what's happening across our country, November, unless things turn around, is going to be really tight for a lot of people. HBCU, Xavier University, is also laying off staff. So far, 50 employees have been let go from the departments of campus ministry, social justice, and mass communication. Staff is saying they didn't see it coming, but they say more cuts are to come. So this is one of the first HBCUs to really respond to government cuts. And so we just have to keep our HBCUs in prayer. That's why homecoming is important, because you need the alumni to help sustain the school.
And once again, you see the difference in you see the difference in the two administrations, right? The last administration sending record amounts of aid to HBCUs, and this one claiming to send record amounts of aids, but doing the exact opposite. So take that as you will.
All right. And because it's Halloween, what is your costume for this year, Stacy?
No, I don't do that. Yeah, ask the chat.
You don't do
No.
All right,
Ask
chat.
the chat.
What's happening with Halloween? Who are you gonna be? I've seen this transition with Halloween costumes now. Like, people who used to be nurses, doctors, monsters. Now people are being other people.
The
Like,
safest thing for people to do is dress as ice.
Oh, that's a good one. No, that is mean. I was about to say that's a good one, but that is
Yeah,
mean.
you were.
That is mean.
Oh
Orgy says, what? The city of New Orleans is a mess. The state is trying to take over the city. $160 million is missing. Nancy Law says, I don't do it. Dr. Marilyn says, I'm wearing Cleopatra. I like that. David Youngblood says, my costume is my everyday clothing. Well, okay, nobody's going to a costume party. So those
What are you doing?
What am I doing for Halloween? I might pass out candy. I might.
So you're not dressing up and stuff.
I don't have a party to go to, but if I did have a party to go to, I would participate. It's fun. It's fun.
Okay. I could see you doing that.
Yeah, it's fun.
Somebody Destined Forever says Black woman. She did this.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Those are your headlines for today.
Okay, and Orangey, by the way, says, watch how many white people dress up in blackface, and I bet they will not lose their jobs. Folks, we gonna
Dr.
move on.
Maryland says, boo, y'all ain't no fun. Thank you, Dr. Maryland. But let's keep it moving.
Oh, well, there you go. Dr. Nicole says they're dressing up as Pearl, dressing up Pearl as Crypto. Oh, Pearl is the dog. They're going to dress up the dog as
Okay.
Crypto. Oh, gosh. That, my sister has two dogs that is in desperate need, including Pearl, especially Pearl, of therapy. Those dogs are just whacked out, totally whacked out. They need help. And she gonna dress them up. She gonna dress the dog up, and the dog is gonna lose his mind.
Okay, so we know Lauren really don't like Oprah. She's still going in on Oprah. She
That's
says
right.
Oprah promoted or funded 2 multi-million-dollar documentaries to take down black men. Who does that? Okay, look, I mean, hey, wow.
Yeah, yes, Dr. Nicole. Chloe is whacked out too. Chloe is my kid's dog. And
Okay.
she's whacked out too.
Since we have a few more minutes, another story we did yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw Andy Cohen this week. Watch What Happens Live, but he had these the group of sisters on the show, and he asked them, "Is he invited to the cookout?" And guess what they told him? "We love you to death, Andy, but no, you are not invited to the cookout."
They told Andy he wasn't invited.
To his face. You're like, no, you can't come to the cookout. So it's the question of who's invited to the cookout.
Okay.
So who's invited to the cookout? So one of the names that came up is Justin Bieber. Is Justin Bieber invited to the cookout?
That's a good one. You kind of feel sorry for Justin Bieber. I'll say this. If only he's willing to sit on the couch and let us talk a little bit. Let's help him out a little bit.
Okay, what about Joe Biden? Is Joe Biden invited to the cookout? Not. Okay, Chad, is Joe Biden invited to the cookout?
Chat, what y'all say? I say absolutely not. Gris said he already been to the cookout. Not.
He can't go back to the cookout.
No,
Who would you, if you could bring one white ally to the cookout, who would it be?
Mackenzie Scott.
That's the one. She's invited to the cookout.
Listen. She's the honorary chair of the cookout.
She can come to the cookout. Who? Oh, Patricia said nope. Orangey said hell no to the no. Okay,
they talking about Biden.
Oh, they talking about Biden. Biden is invited to listen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. Who are y'all invited to the cookout? I want to know.
Oh my God.
I know who I would take. What about the Kardashians? Are the
Kardashians absolutely not. Absolutely to the cookout? No. Unless they. What? Oh, good Lord.
They got black babies. Black babies.
The killer of black men. No. Absolutely not. No. Absolutely.
The Kardashian Jenners are not invited.
They crashed the cookout before. Greer said they've been already, but no, they crashed it. They never have been welcome in my book.
They said no.
Get rid of. Patricia Jackson says Mackenzie Scott. There you go. David says I like Mackenzie coming. Reverend Queen Mother Elaine Lloyd Nazaro. That's a lot to say. Says Justin gets the pity because of the Diddy vote.
Oh wow.
Okay. All right. So, no to the Kardashians, says David.
No to the Kardashians. They're not invited to the cookout. Who else do we have? What about Justin Timberlake? Is he invited to the cookout?
No, I don't like Justin Timberlake.
What about Drake? Is Drake invited to the cookout?
He not like us.
Can Drake come to the cookout?
Drake is not like us. He can't come.
He can't come to the cookout. Okay, but we'll end it on Drake, and don't forget the World Series.
Kenny G. Somebody said Kenny
G. Okay, he can play that horn. Are we inviting him to perform or to have a good time? Is he talented?
To perform. He's talent. He's talent.
He's talent.
He's talent. Ginger Jolly is invited, says
Oh,
Dr.
he's invited
Marilyn.
to the cookout. Okay.
Yeah, I would invite Ginger. Yes, without question.
Who said? Well, who are you talking about? Hell no! After not protecting Janet, what does that
That's
mean?
Justin Timberlake. That's the
Oh,
whole,
he's
Super
not.
Bowl
Oh
thing.
yeah, he can't come to the cookout. Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah. Ginger, yes. Mark Elias. Who's Mark Elias? What am I missing? You know Mark Elias?
No,
Elias?
I don't. No, I don't know who that is.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I don't know who that is either.
Dana said he can come as talent.
Yeah, talent. Yeah, there you go. Kenny G has a perm.
Okay.
Okay.
But I have one more. If she was alive, would Tina Marie be invited to the cookout?
Okay, wait a minute. I gotta say
No
something.
question.
So y'all keep
No
talking
question.
about people who already been to the cookout. Tina been at the cookout.
Tina
Justin
lived
has
at the
been
cookout.
at the cookout. Y'all playing. The Kardashians.
Wait, which Justin?
have
Which
been
Justin?
Justin Bieber has been,
Okay.
and Timberlake. They both have already been at the cookout.
Well, we're asking if they can come back. It's on a year-by-year basis. Just because you came to one, don't mean you can come to two.
Can we set the record straight? Tina belonged to us. She did not belong to them.
Yes.
She was
Absolutely.
ours.
She was all
100%.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tell Rick James Tina was cold-blooded.
Yeah. She was good. They said yes, God. Tina honorary member. Tina Marie is an honorary member, and she has been to the cookout. And you know what? I think people would eat her potato salad.
I don't know about that. I'm just saying. She could listen. Wait a minute.
What could she bring?
No,
what could she bring?
Or somebody, grandma got to make.
Or maybe she could bring the mac and cheese.
No. She can bring the soft drinks.
I think Tina would make a mean mac and cheese.
Okay, well, you eat Tina's and I'll eat grandma's. Okay, because Tina's not making the macaroni. Tina can bring some drinks. She can bring the scotch or something.
Well, okay. Can Bernie Sanders come to the cookout?
No, Bernie. Well, you know what? Bernie,
he might get an invite to the cookout.
I don't know. That we have to put that to committee.
Okay, last one. Gavin Newsom. Can Gavin Newsom come to the cookout?
He's working his way to maybe
an
observation.
Not. Thank you. No, okay. He cannot.
All right. Okay. I was trying to be nice because that's your state.
No, but because a broke clock is right twice a day. He's right twice a day. Okay.
All right. Okay. Listen, and
Bernie, no.
Bernie, no. Gavin, no. Biden, definitely no. So,
well, y'all tell us.
Dr. Nicole said Bernie can come.
No, Bernie, not Bernie or Newsom. Well, you guys all respond. Who would you bring to the cookout? Y'all telling us who can and cannot come. Listen. Who would you bring to the cookout?
Let's get some Black history in this because we got to get out of here.
Let's just say though, as we ended, the World Series game comes on tonight with the Blue Jays as well versus the Dodgers.
On this date in 1820, folks, the Emancipator, the first anti-slavery magazine, it was a monthly magazine. It was published and edited by Elihu Embry, who was an abolitionist in Jonesboro, Tennessee.
All right, and this is a provocative, controversial one. Some might feel, but I thought it was important to note. In 1993, Tupac Shakur was arrested on October 31st for allegedly shooting 2 off-duty police officers in Atlanta. The charges were later dropped. Now that's the part that did it for me. I don't know how he was able to do it and get away with it, but he did. So that is a historical fact.
That's definitely historical. All right, our Black-owned Mark Cuban. How about Mark Cuban? I'm inviting him to the cookout, that's for sure.
No, but I mean, I don't know why he would deserve one. Why? Because he owns a basketball team with Black players?
Listen, he's looked out for the Black press. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Folks, we will skip the Black-owned paper, and we will see you next week. Have a safe weekend. It's a tough world out there, so stay strong.
Yeah.